Okay. So I have been reading a book. It is L. Ron Hubbard's Mission Earth. This is volume 1, The Invader's Plan. This is a long book. Look how thick it is. I'm only like a fourth of the way through. And this is a 10-part series. Now, all of the notes I have taken so far are subject to change. This is just thoughts that I've had as I'm reading, and it's stuff that I've noticed. So, let's talk about it. Now, I'm only a fourth of the way through, as I said. So all of this can change, and it probably will change. So, my first couple thoughts are on a few characters. Sultan Gris. He talks like a pompous asshat who just acts like he knows things way above his pay grade, and, you know, he acts like a fake intellectual. Honestly, he does. He acts like a fake intellectual. He acts like the kind of person who would be reading Sherlock Holmes and wearing tweed, like, but doesn't actually understand what the heck they're reading. They just want to look like that and act like they have that kind of status. Jetro Heller. He is the good guy in this book. Sultan is the one we're reading their point of view. He's the villain, but Jetro is the hero. I'm liking Jetro so far, but I feel like he knows a lot more than he is letting on at this point, and we're just in for a surprise, but he's biding his time, so we're going to learn later on that he's known this whole time what the plan is. But I can't wait to find out. I'm going to go into the book to find the actual name of this villain, because, you know, I couldn't find the name. Let's see. Well, at least the last name is Lombard. Or the first name. Lombard Hist. That is his full name. His first name is Lombard. Okay. Lombard Hist. This is an arrogant fucking prick. I hate this guy. I just hate this guy. Like, but his plan strikes me so much like Thanos from the Avengers. Except it is way more twisted. So twisted. Oh, wow. The plan that's been revealed so far is that they're going to send Jetro to Earth, like the Vultan government wants, to set up an invasion. But they're going to set Jetro up to fail, so that the Earth will be inhabitable, just destroyed. And that way, in the chaos, the apparatus, which is what Lombard and Sultan are part of, like the division of the government that they're part of, can rise up, take over the government, and then they can execute the ultimate plan, which was to wipe out the slums, which was anyone that is not rich and powerful, which is so messed up. So messed up. Now, a few of the things I'm noticing as I'm reading is Sultan is just making assumptions on Jetro based on surface level observations. Just basic observations. He's looking at photographs and thinking that he knows so much about him just from that one photo. Which is, it's gonna make him fail in the long run. I'm not seeing this plan going anywhere. Like, he's using these as he's using these observations as facts, as grounds to make Jett-Ro fail, but there is no possible way he's going to succeed because he's unable to overcome his own flaws. He's not even able to acknowledge that he has any flaws. He thinks he's perfect. He thinks he's hot shit. I mean, it's established that everyone in the apparatus at this point is at least morally corrupt. If not, they are established as being a criminal, having been in jail and just mysteriously disappeared from their cells. So Jett-Ro taking the steps to make sure that his orders to go to Earth and stage this invasion are official from the government makes sense to me right now, because I think it's gonna come back as, you know, him not getting in trouble when the rest of the apparatus is going to. Like, he's going to be the one that's not in jail when the rest of them are. Like, I think he's trying to save his own ass. Like, that is covering your tracks. That is covering your tracks. So I really do think, like, that immediately tells me that he is, letting on that he knows more than we do. Even at he knows more than the audience does at this point. And I think he's gonna do well on this mission. There's points where Sultan questions Lombar's orders. And I'm starting to wonder, is it out of self-preservation? Or does Sultan just think that he could do it better? I mean, Sultan doesn't seem like the kind of person who really thinks that he's gonna get in trouble. Like, he genuinely doesn't seem like he thinks that any of this is gonna blow up in his face. So, maybe he's just thinks that he could do it better than Lombar. So I wonder, is he questioning Lombar's judgment because he could do it better, or is it genuinely because he is trying to not get in trouble? And the last point I put down here is, it is clear that there is corruption in the Voltarian government. It is abundantly clear. And the Voltarian government, it runs very similar to the British Parliament, if that makes any sense. But there's a bunch of corruption in the Voltarian government. And I don't know how the Parliament really works, and I don't really understand how this government works, so don't really ask. Just, that's kind of how it's been described as working, so, yeah. But I don't think it's gonna be any better if Lombard takes over with his dictatorship and wanting to wipe out like 90% of the population, because 90% of that population is poor and not rich and prosperous. Like, his whole idea is to take out the working man. What is gonna happen? Like, if he takes out the working man, there's not gonna be anybody left to make the supplies that are needed to run the country, to run the universe. Like, the Voltarian, like, this whole society, the Voltarian society, literally runs the universe at this point in the novels. So, if he takes out the slums like he wants to, and leaves only the rich and prosperous, there's not going to be anybody left to run the rest of the universe. So yeah, those just some of my thoughts so far. Like, I can't wait to see how this book series plays out, because it's gonna be very, very interesting. Like, it's it's written in a way that's kind of hard to understand at points, but I think if you kind of just gloss through the sections that can be a little boring, and you really engage with those sections that give you a lot of the story and get you through the plot, it's gonna be good. And I highly recommend it. If you're looking for a sci-fi fantasy that you're looking for it to last, this one lasts 10 novels. This will last 10 books that are this thick. You're gonna enjoy it. So yeah, and if you've read this, definitely leave me your opinions in the comments. Just no spoilers, please. No spoilers. Yeah.